Well, I think when we figure out what we're doing, it will help us to understand what we want to, what language and how, I feel like in rereading the play, there are so many, it's such a brilliant play, first of all, and there's so many things to tap into. The oppression. Oh, you have it. Oh, good. The sisters, the Poncia and Bernarda's relationship, the grandmother who's silenced in the closet, or and then there's the stallion imagery and the men coming in from the fields and the funeral. All of these things are just absolutely potent with theatrical possibility. It's just now, which of those can we hope to do?
Al releer la obra, me llamó la atención también el conjunto. Para mí es importante no un personaje, sino realmente el conjunto de la obra, ¿no?
Okay, she says that she's interested in after rereading the play, she is very interested in the play as a whole, ¿no? El conjunto.
Sí, no un personaje.
Not just one character, but what the play means as a whole.
Quizás sí Bernarda, por lo que ella...
Maybe Bernarda,
yes.
Because she's the center of the play.
Pero lo que ocurre, las normas, me interesan las normas.
Okay, ¿no? Especially what the play represents regarding social rules. Las normas sociales, ¿no?
Claro, las
social
normas,
rules,
las
social
normas.
Standards.
¿Qué sucede ahí? ¿Qué está sucediendo ahí? Más que lo que representa cada personaje, ¿no? Sino las normas que al fin y al cabo...
¿Y cómo eso afecta?
Cómo eso afecta.
Okay. So she says that the main focus of interest for her is rules, social rules, and how those social rules affect everything and everyone.
And to what extent is the religion involved in that?
La religión, ¿hasta qué punto está implicada en eso o tiene que ver con eso?
Claro, mucho. Claro, la religión...
Very much.
Es lo que les guía, ¿no? Totalmente, es muy importante. It's very important.
Yeah,
it's like the driving force behind all those,
es el
all
guía,
those rules.
Es la guía mental, ¿no? Es la guía mental.
It's what they all have in mind.
Yeah. I mean, I guess I would imagine that this play was entirely radical in its time. I mean, it was. I know that I don't know. I'm trying to remember when Lorca wrote this, but I know he spent a lot of time in the United States, and he got politicized here.
(1936)
Was that after he was in New York, or before?
You're testing my Google ability. I love that they have a specific day that it was written too. It says June 19th, 1936. So they're saying he wrote it in a day, but I'm going to guess that's mistaken. You want to know when he was in New York?
I'm curious because I think that when he went back to Spain, he was really trying to really break rules in a serious way in terms of his writing. He wanted to.
He was in New York in 29. 29 was in New York. This was after New York.
Yeah. He said he wanted to destroy, not destroy, but he wanted to change conventional theater. That was a very important goal for him. And I guess I'm just curious culturally if if these plays did that, in your opinion? I mean, was that something that affected the culture that profoundly?
Yeah, she's saying that it was a reflection of what was happening in Spain at the time, before the Civil War and everything. Difficult years and years of, you know, of a lot of political and social fights that ended in the Civil War.
Para mí leer eso es como hablar con mis antepasados, ¿no?
Yeah, for her, reading this play is like talking to her ancestors.
Yeah,
from that time.
So, what aspects of the play feel the most relevant to you now? I know the social strictures, but what other aspects of it feel like they are relevant?
Okay, hypocrisy, for example. Hypocrisy as represented by Poncia.
Okay.
Hypocrisy.
Yeah, she's an amazing character, Poncia. It's hard to leave her out of the picture.
Sí, es un personaje muy característico.
Sí, sí, dice que es segundo plano, pero que siempre tiene importancia.
Sí, sí, sí. Y Adela es revolution, ¿no? Es el movimiento, es...
Yeah, Adela is revolution, movement.
Yeah.
Energy.
Son los dos personajes que más fuerte, ¿no? Para mí, aparte de Bernalda, ¿no?
Okay, so she's saying that aside from Bernalda, who is the center, like Poncia and Adela established the biggest contrast.
Yeah, yeah. I think there's a really important triangle there in terms of what they represent.
Un triángulo.
En términos
Sí.
de lo que representa.
Sí.
Yeah.
I mean, I think the relationship between the sisters is interesting, but it's more their behavior sort of spins off of these other characters in some way. Anna, would you see this as using an entire cast or just some characters?
Podríamos utilizar algunos personajes o extraer conversaciones de algunos personajes y utilizar como base las normas, ¿no?
Yeah, she's saying that maybe not the whole cast, but certain characters and certain conversations from certain characters, all of them focusing on that idea of social rules. But yeah, not the entire cast.
Okay.
And
so, Miguel, what do you think?
I'm thinking that it's so interesting to see how, in a very casual way, we came to Bernarda Alba. And no, but it's so interesting that Bernarda Alba was the story of confinement, of lockdown. Really, it was the lockdown. It was the lockdown of a society, of a family that the mother, the power, didn't allow them to go out. If you look at it, it's so interesting.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not because of that we came to this play, but it's so relevant to today's situation. It's so relevant. So I don't know, I'm getting quite fascinated with the potential that is there.
Yeah. Yeah, me too. Anna, you're muted.
Yeah, we agree. She agrees.
Es un encierro social, es un encierro obligado, es un encierro...
Yeah, it's also like a social lockdown,
yeah.
social confinement.
Yeah.
I was going to say, I think that David and I talked at one point about and the reason why I kept drifting back to Adela for me was just that she seemed like the embodiment of what we're going through in terms of feeling so trapped and so restricted. But yeah, I mean, you could say that about the other characters as well, of course. But,
in a way, it seems, I don't know what you think, but in a way, the idea of a character, can reinforce a little bit the idea of solitude. That is something that also is very present today in the confinement and in this, what we live, what we went through, where there is no interaction with other beings.